and welcome to my channel. My name is Anya and today's video is the wrap up for my May Shop My Stash. Majority of the stuff in this drawer has now been in here for 2 months, not counting the stuff that are living in here, like the primer spray, powder foundation, etc. And I do want to move a lot of this out of the drawer. I'm gonna, as always, start with the stuff that I finished and decluttered. So I finished these two. I finished the Makeup Mekka lip liner on point in number 1. It is a light nude colour. I like the formulation. The colour is too light for me, so I was happy to finish it. I also finished the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Auburn. It's my favourite brow pencil. I already have a second one in here. I do like these a lot. I also finished my Fenty Pro Filt'r Face Primer. I love this. This is my favourite. And I knew this was getting empty in like January, so I've been holding on and using as little as possible for as long as I could. I finished it on May 17th, so I have already ordered a new one. It's on the way, but this is done. And I think those are the only thing that I finished. I am decluttering this one. This is a lip gloss. This is the Serene Glory Sexy Mother Pucker in Plums Up. This is just too intense on my lips. It's a plumping lip gloss, and I knew that, but I've never used a plumping lip gloss before. But it's too intense and it just burns and it's too uncomfortable and I can't handle that, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Those are all the items I think I talked about in my May empties. I'm filming this after that video. I'm also going to get rid of this NYC blush, the Colour Wheel Mosaic Face Powder in Pink Cheek Glow. It's a pink blush and I've used this and I've had this for 5 years and it's fine, but I don't love it and I prefer peachy blushes to pink, so I'm gonna let that one go. I think that's everything I'm decluttering. I had an item that I thought I would declutter, which is this loose powder from Makeup Mekka, but I haven't used it, so it's going to stay in here. So now I'm going to talk about all of the stuff that I'm going to take out of the Shop My Stash. So not visible in the drawer, but I have on my desk here all of my NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. I've had them in for 2 months now to use them in preparation for a video that is coming up next week or the week after. And I'm going to take them officially out of the Shop My Stash. They live on my desk, so they're still going to be here until that video is done. And once that video is filmed, you might see some of the colours that I have make its way back into this drawer or into the project pan, because I'm holding on to them for that video, and I have a lot of them that I don't really like, and also a couple of them that are nearly empty, so I'm going to put them in here to finish them, and then they're going to go. I'm also going to remove all of my Hourglass products. So I have the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in the shade Blanc in here, and a review of this is coming up next week, I think, if everything goes to plan. And I've been using it and playing with it and testing it, and I did a first impression of this 2-3 months ago, but I am going to take it out. I am going to put it in a small basket, keep it on my desk, probably next to the Soft Matte Lip Creams. And then I'm going to take the 2 ambient lighting powders as well. I have Diffused Light and Ethereal Light. I like them a lot. These are one of my favourite powders. I've actually hit major pan in Ethereal Light. Not as much as in Diffused Light, I don't have pan on that yet, but I do love them. I'm also going to take the Veil Primer out, as well as the loose powder. And I'm going to put all of these together in a little basket on my desk until the video is filmed. And then all of them are going to stay in my collection. The Veil Primer might make its way back into here later. Well, actually, I'm going to keep it in here because this is supposed to be waterproof. So I do want to test this with some of my non-waterproof foundations to see if it holds. But I'm mainly going to wait to do that until I have filmed my stick foundation review, which is going to go up next week, I think. I have a mini of this. This is going to go fairly quickly, I think. But I'm going to keep this in here, but all of these are going to go on my desk in a little basket until the video is filmed. Let's see, I'm going to put this Isadora Anti-Shine Mattifying Powder back into my collection. I really enjoyed it. It is a colour that I have to be a little bit careful about because it can be too dark on me if I apply it heavily, but it works really nicely on my skin and it mattifies without making my skin look dry. I'm going to put this highlighter back. This is the NYX Illuminating Powder and Powdered Sugar. It was from a Christmas release a couple of years ago, last year, the year before, can't remember. But it's a pink base with golden shimmer. It is really nice and really pretty on the skin, but I've used it, so I'm going to put it back. The Makeup Mekka Mineral Sapphire Loose Setting Powder is staying. This Isadora one is not. I've used it and I really enjoy it. These tones of bronzer and contour work really well for me. I don't really contour that much because I've never really mastered it, and I find that it just doesn't look very nice on my skin most of the time. But this is a tone that works well for that when I try it, and this is a really nice bronzer tone on me. I don't really use the highlighter because it just is darker than my skin tone most of the time and has no shine, so it just is a bit worthless for me, but I like the bronzers. I'm going to put both of my lip glosses back, the ones that I'm keeping. This is the e.l.f. Aqua something in Rouge Radiance. It is a gel gloss that has a red tint and it looks very pretty on the lips. As you can see, there isn't a lot in here. So I do think I might be able to put this into my project pan at some point to finish it, but for now it's going to go back into my collection and I like it. I also love the Fenty gloss. This is Diamond Milk. It is really pretty, really comfortable on the lips, and I love it, so I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep both of the setting sprays, the primer spray, the No. 7 primer, Fenty eye primer, the Hourglass primer, the Tarte Shape Tape, and the white mixer. Not that I really need the white mixer at the moment, but they're going to stay. I am going to put these Makeup Mekka ones back. So I have the Mattifying Camouflage Foundation in 2 shades, Porcelain and Neutral Fair. I also have the Ideal Skin Finish Liquid Foundation. I've used all of them and I like them, so I'm going to keep them. And they work very nicely on my skin. The Mattifying one I don't like as much, but it's been because my skin has been very dry recently. I like the Ideal Skin Finish more, but I'm going to keep them because they work really nicely on the skin and they look really nice and natural. I'm also going to put this concealer back. This is the Makeup Mekka Invisible Cover Radiance Booster Mineral Concealer in Light. It is very nice, but I've used it and I have other products that I need to use, so I'm going to put it back for a bit. I'm going to keep my liquid bronzer in here because I've been using it a lot. I'm also going to keep my powder foundation. I'm going to put my NYX HD Blush in Taupe back. This is a contour tone because it is a cool tone brown, but it can be a bit too dark on me. I have found ways that it doesn't look horrible, so I'm going to put it back for now and have a think about it. I might end up doing a declutter at some point in the next month or two if I feel like up for it. This might be a product that's going because I don't love it, but for now I'm going to hold on to it. I then have this Sleek Blush by 3 palette in Lace, and I've been loving this. I really like peachy and orange toned blushes. I find them to be the most flattering on me, and these I really like. It's very easy to go overboard, I've noticed with this, which makes me look sunburnt, but I look sunburnt anyway when I'm tan and even when I'm not. So it's not that bad. I love it though, and I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to keep it in here for another month because we're coming into summer and I've been reaching for these types of orangey blushes a lot, and I want to have this in here for ease of use because I know I'm going to reach for it. I'm going to put these 2 back though. These are the Sydney Grace blush and highlighter. I love them. The highlighter, as expected, is a bit too dark for me. It's in the shade Duchess. The blush in First Date is gorgeous. It is what I love in a blush. That light peachy orangey tone, it just suits my skin so nicely and I like it. But I'm going to put them back. Moonchild is going to stay because I have yet to use all the shades. I am tempted to put it back because the shades that I'm missing, I've used Blue Eyes, Purple Moon and Blue Moon and Purple Horseshoe. So I've used the blues, but I'm missing the grey, the green and the pink. But I'm going to keep it in here. Hopefully I can be able to use those 3 this month. I'm going to put away 2 of these, which are the Super Shock shadows in the Disney Designer collection. I have used So This Is Love and Hi Ho. I like them a lot. But I have a lot of eyeshadows to use this year, so I'm going to put them back. The rest are staying because I have yet to use them. From this drawer, I don't actually think anything is coming out. So I have this, which is mostly a rainbow palette, and then I have this, which is a more neutral palette. I've used all of the shades in here except for these 3, so I'm going to put all of those shades that I've used back. And the shades that I've used were the Duping the Vibes of the Nude Mood palette from Colourpop that I did a couple of weeks ago, and I like the shadows a lot. I love them. They're definitely my kind of tones. This sort of warm brown copperiness is what I like. I've yet to use these 3, so they're going to stay, but I'm going to move them into here because I'm going to take out all of these blue here, those 5 that I've used. I did actually film a video because they are the colours that I use for my Cinderella inspired eyeshadow. I filmed a video on that, but half of it was out of focus, so I'm going to have to refilm that because I do want that video to go up. I'm going to be pick them out of my drawer easily, so I'm going to just put them back. I'm also going to take out these two yellows because I am going to bring in the Aha Honey palette from Colourpop this month, and I don't need to have these two in single form, so I'm going to take all of those out, put those 3 remaining shades in here, and then take this out of my drawer for this month. I'm going to have to move some stuff around. I haven't used all of the shades in the Misunderstood palette. I've used about half. We used those 2 and those 2, that one, and that one. So I still have some of the darker shades left. I'm going to keep it in here for that. I was hoping that I was going to be able to not have to keep this in here this month because I'm missing 3 shades. I'm missing this one, and that one. And I could still do my makeup today because it's fairly early in the day and I haven't done my makeup yet, and I think I'm going to aim to use those 3 today. So I'm going to rotate this out because I've used it and I've loved it. This is going to go back. This is one of my favourite Colourpop palettes because it has some of those warmer brown tones that I talked about, a gorgeous copper, but it also has a really nice yellow and some shimmery shades that are just gorgeous. So I'm going to take that one out. I am going to take this one out. This is the Colourpop Disney Designer Collection palette. It is a lovely neutral palette and I've used all of the shades in here and I like them. It's not my favourite neutral palette because I don't find that I need all of these shades in a palette, because a lot of like these ones up top here, they look the same on my eyes and I'm not that fond of a sparkly black. But I used it and I enjoyed it, but I'm going to put it back. I have also used these 2. So I used the Colourpop Frozen 2 Elsa palette, and I've used all shades except for the glitter one in the middle. I've swatched that and just compared it to the glitters in the Anna palette as well as the Midnight Masquerade. I don't put that on my eye because I don't want to risk any eye injury with the glitter. But the colours are gorgeous. I played with this and I ended up using all of the shades at the same time, so I did one look on one eye and one look on the other, and it is just gorgeous. I do find that this shade and this shade end up looking very similar. It has some stunning shades. I like this one a lot. It is an absolutely gorgeous berry. This was a bit of a letdown, but I was able to build it. I find this to be a very easy crease shade for me because I'm very pale. That one is pretty and that one is pretty. Don't like the glitter in the middle, but you know, it is what it is. I am going to keep it though because it is gorgeous. I also used my Linda Hallberg Enchanted Mysteries palette when I had makeup playtime a couple of days ago, and oh my gosh, is this gorgeous. It ended up being pretty much exactly what I wanted. The Lacuna shade up here, which is a purpley blackened base with a green shift, is just stunning on the eyes. Serene is gorgeous. It has a blue shift and it just is so nice on the eyes. Void is a black that has some shimmer to it, but it doesn't necessarily look like a shimmery black. It just looks like a not straight up matte black, and it's really nice and easy to work with. And Ara is my favourite shade in the world because it is a copper, and copper is my favourite shade to wear as eyeshadow, along with probably rose gold and brown, but it is just so gorgeous. So I use that, I love it, and I'm going to put it back. This palette, the Anna palette, I didn't use, and I actually thought I was going to use this before I used the Elsa palette, but it happened the other way around. It is a gorgeous palette, it is very up my alley, but I'm going to keep it in here until I have used it. And I also have the Midnight Masquerade. I haven't used this, and I'm going to aim to use all of the shades except for Royal Ball and Floating Lanterns because I just don't like those glitter shades from Colourpop. But I'm going to use all of the other ones. But this ends up being sort of similar to me in a way to, at least the top row, similar, and I just dug my nail into that, lovely, similar that the Disney Designer does, where I find that these 3 shades, even though they do have a different undertone and that it is a visibly different undertone, they just look so similar on my eyes that I could have done with 1, even 2 of them. But I'm going to use it, so it's going to stay. I think that was everything for this video. The items that I'm picking for June will be up on Tuesday, so I hope you will stay around for that video, and I will see you soon. Bye!